Today we're being joined by Ella Gilbey from the Claremont WAFLW side. Ella, thanks for coming on.
No worries. Good to be here.
Appreciate it. Now, tell us a bit about yourself. What got you into footy and what type of player you are?
I got into footy mostly because of my brother and my dad. My brother's obviously been playing footy for years and years and years. And my friend decided she wanted to start up a team, and my dad said he would like to coach if I wanted to play. So I was like, yeah, might as well. And yeah, that's how I started, I think 4 years ago.
Very nice. That's good. And obviously making your Claremont League debut on the weekend just gone. Not only was it very good, I'm sure, for you to get the win, Ella, but to kick a goal in your debut, along with another debutant as well, it just makes the occasion so much sweeter, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a really great feeling getting that goal. Didn't think I would get one. Definitely not for my first league game, and wasn't really expecting one off the wing. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
How much of a confidence is it from playing in the Rogers and then getting called up at an early stage of the year when the team is flying? I'm sure that gives you more confidence. They really have more faith in you because you hear these stories of people that get games at the end of the year when their team can't make it or they're resting players. But I feel like it'd be more special, I'm assuming, for you to get their debut early while the team is flying as well.
Yeah, it was really cool to get it so early in the season. I think it was mostly because we have lost a few players due to personal reasons and injury, and obviously losing some to AFLW. But getting it so early in the season is really, really amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
Sure. How was the lead up, Ella, for you? So first off, how did you get told you would debut? Was it in front of the club, in front of the players? Was it individually? How was that part for you, and how did you react to it?
It was in front of the entire playing group of the Rogers Cup and the league. It was just kind of a pre-training thing. Jack called us all together, had a bit of a chat, and he was like, it's really exciting to announce that we'll have 2 debutants this week, and obviously announced me and Savannah. And it was amazing. Everyone got around us, and it just felt really, really good. Yeah.
That's good. So obviously getting told at training. So it was on the what night was that? A Thursday night?
The Wednesday night. They do selection on Thursdays, but they were like, it was really good to get at this early stage, even before selection, to know we'll have these 2 debutants.
Yeah, for sure. How was it knowing a few days in advance before the game? Would you be someone, Ella, that likes to know well in advance? Would you like to know last second to eliminate nerves or as much nerves? So how are you with that?
I feel like Jack picked the right spot to tell me, at least, because it didn't quite give me enough time to build up too many nerves, but it gave me obviously enough time to mentally prepare and kind of physically prepare myself with the rest of the trainings that week.
That's right. Yeah, that would be really good. Then obviously the aftermath, Ella, for you, how was it after the game? And I'm sure the girls got around you, not only for that goal, but yourself and Savannah, who also got her first goal, to play well as well and get the win.
Well, we got to sing the song out the back of the ground. Me and Savannah both got sprayed with water, Powerade. I think I got a bit in my eye. And it was fun. We had family around. We had everyone watching us sing the song. It was a great time.
For sure. Now on the lead up from that match now happening, obviously I talk about goals with people they want to set for themselves this year. I'm sure making a league debut was one, but now that you've done that, what are some other goals that you try and push for yourself this year?
I reckon getting a few more games in the league side. I don't think I'll be playing there for the rest of the season, but getting a few more games and trying to, I guess, cement a place maybe for next year would be one of my goals for this year.
That's right. So, I mean, it's well said too, but it's also so beneficial for yourself, Ella, not being in this year's draft crop, but, the year after. And, I mean, it just gives you probably so much confidence, you're not in the top age year this year, and you're getting that experience already.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to have some experience in the league side would, for next year, for my draft year, hopefully push me, get me a bit noticed.
Sure. Now, obviously, you're no stranger to doing good testing at the WAFLW women's pre-season testing they did. Obviously, recording very good achievements in top 5 finishes. Obviously shared the running vertical jump with East Perth's Michaela Rogers for a leap of 66 centimetres. Then obviously had 53 centimetres off a standing start, ranking 4th in that, and clocking a time of 8.483 seconds in the agility test behind Zippy Fish and Ella Matthews. So obviously some names that are well known as well, those two. Again, how are you feeling the testing? Is that some of your biggest strengths too as a footballer, the running side of things, the leaping and everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I have a bit of an athletics background, so the running and jumping, I'm not really a stranger to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so testing, it's always fun. I like to see how I compare with some big names in the competition and just, yeah, try my hardest, see what I can do.
That's right. So obviously you mentioned before about playing on the wing. Is that a role that you've kind of always played throughout your whole footy career so far? Is it something that you've only recently got in? Is it something that just happened because of the league game? Is that a position you've always played, and have you ever played in other positions?
Yeah, so wing is, I guess, it's my kind of main position. I played it, well, I say in junior footy, but I kind of played just through the midfield in junior footy
Yeah.
when body size and stuff didn't really matter. But coming to Claremont, I'd been put mostly on the wing just because of my size. I'm not really the biggest person, so I didn't quite have the body to get in and under the contest.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously in the league side, there's even more bigger bodies, stronger tackles, and I've got a bit of speed behind me. So yeah, they could chuck me out on the wing so that I can use my speed a little bit.
How daunting can it be? Sometimes you got the nerves about playing your first league game, and then from playing Rogers, playing girls in your case that are relatively the same age, or basically the same age, if not the exact same age. And then you got the league girls where you can have a variation of ages from 18 or even in your case 17, all the way into like 33 even potentially, and having to potentially match up on someone that's from a year's point of view experienced.
Yeah, it is definitely daunting, the possibility of matching up against someone that may have 10, 11, 12 years of experience on me. But I think that's like having that experience and playing on the people that are more experienced gives me a better experience and really like helps me test my skills and my like game knowledge.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely can be something really good. Now, as you would know, Ella, I've had a fair few of the Claremont girls on. I can lose count of how many I've had on. How good have some of those girls been? Maybe some of them, and maybe someone outside of the ones I've had on. They've kind of helped you throughout that first game in particular, and just throughout the competition in general. Who are some players that have been helping you out throughout your time?
Look, the WAFLW girls sorry, not the WAFLW, the AFLW girls that come down to training, have always been helping me out. Kate Orm is the midfield coach for Rogers, but has always been a huge support of mine. And yeah, just like all of my friends in the club, all of the Rogers team getting behind, like everyone is so supportive around that club, and yeah, it's amazing just having everyone back you on what can be such a scary day as a debut game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great to hear all these stories. Now, obviously, if you were to use an AFL, AFLW player comparison, Alan, to the type of style of player that you play, like who would you say that player is obviously playing on the wing?
I'm really not sure. I actually don't watch that much footy. Surprisingly, I tune in for maybe a little bit of the men's, but I haven't probably watched enough footy to really know who to compare myself to.
That's fair enough. I mean, I hear stories. I love some people that like that. They play footy and they love it, but like outside of their own, they're like. I find it a bit surprising sometimes, but there is more people than people probably think that like yourself, is that you don't really focus on outside of your own football. Like you try and do something else, or just not a massive watcher. How are you then with watching, Ella? If you were to be injured on the sidelines, then God forbid, hopefully not. But if you were, how would you go about watching it? Even Claremont, for example, would it be a bit different?
I'm a very stressed footy watcher. That's probably why I don't do it that much.
Yeah, that's a fair. I can understand that too. I mean, especially if you go for a team or you're involved in the team that has all these close games, Ella, or these stressful moments, and or have had these bad history of losing all the time or falling just short, it can get to you. And I mean, me being a St Kilda fan, I know how it bloody feels in every game this year with being close. On both sides of it, it can be annoying.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Now you mentioned there about not really watching any other teams, but is there any AFL team that you support?
I support the Eagles. I come from a very, very strong Eagles family, so yeah.
That's fair. I mean, obviously they're struggling at both levels at the moment, but it must be pretty cool though from the women's side of things, Ella, to see a very well-known AFLW legend in Daisy Pearce running the helm now.
Yeah, it's when I heard the news that Daisy Pearce was coming to coach the AFLW side, I was honestly astounded, and my friend Mac Webb was like, I was so excited for her because it's like Daisy Pearce is an idol for so many female footy players, and yeah, just knowing that my friends get to go train under her wing, it's insane.
Absolutely. Now you mentioned M Webb. Now there's obviously G Webb as well. Now, since you mentioned Mac, and then obviously with Georgia, they've had on a couple of times as well. Who do you feel is the better footballer of the two?
I don't know if I should say because I'm good friends with both of them, so I don't think I should say anything.
That's fair enough. I tried. I'll get some people that say, and some will be reserved. They're both good.
They are both good. They're both very good footy players, and now they're both playing in the back line. So
I know that. How is it then seeing them both play alongside each other? Obviously, one being an AFLW list player and G Webb obviously being a ripper and someone that could be in contention this year as well. How is it seeing them both play in the games they have played throughout their football journey that you've either been in or seen? And how's the chemistry between them two? Because obviously I spoke to G Webb about how it is, but how is it from someone outside of those two? How is it like?
well, I think obviously them being twins, like the sisterly bond is one thing, but the twin bond is just something else. It's like having obviously Rachel and Claire. The link up between them, even from two different lines in Rachel and Claire's like
Case.
view, or the same line in G and Mac's view, it's like the link up between them is just different.
Sure. Who are some of your favourite teams that you're happy to play alongside that are either in Rogers or some that you got to play with on the weekend for the first time in an official game?
Yeah, look, I love playing alongside Jay. She's one of my good friends. M Bonza is amazing to play against. Jamie Harkin, Jamie Harkin, Claire. I unfortunately didn't get to play with Rach because she's injured at the moment. And then I love playing with the whole Rogers side. I'm good friends with all of them. Yeah, it's always a fun game with them.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to hear. Leadership aspirations, Ella. Is that something you've ever been part of a leadership group? Is it something that you've want to get into the future? How are you with the leadership side of things?
Yeah, look, I don't have an official leadership role this year, but I like to I'm quite loud on the field, so I like taking kind of like a sideline leadership role where I'm not an official leader, but like I've got some experience on some girls, and like know structures and things, and are able to help them with like learning the structures and learning our game style.
For sure, and well said. And I'm glad someone else said this without me having to say this. You don't need the title of a captain, vice captain, co-captain, all these random things. They come up with names these days, or part of the leadership group. You don't have to be in there to be an official leader. And so I loved how you said there, you're not an official leader, but you can be your own form of a leader without the title. You don't need the title to have a say.
Yeah, definitely.
And you also, just because you don't have the title doesn't mean you don't have more of a say than someone with it. Yes, they got the title and that's their job. It doesn't mean they can't have other people contribute in that areas as well. Now, coaches' pets. Is there any coaches' pets down at Claremont?
I don't really think so. I mean, everyone's friends with all the coaching staff, so like the coaching staff, you have to have a good relationship with them, because if you want their guidance and their help, you just have to have a good relationship with them. So Yeah, no real coaches' pets because everyone's friends or like acquaintances at least with the coaches. Yeah.
That's right, and that's good to hear. You don't want. I mean, all jokes. I mean, you have a bit of banter and everything here and there, but it's good to see there's no favourites per se. Any outside of footy interests that you have, Ella?
I used to play a lot of netball as well. I've just finished my last season of Little Athletics, so mostly sporting, but yeah.
Yep. Oh, nice. That's good. How did you feel you went at those sports?
Pardon?
How did you feel you went at those sports?
I used to play association level for netball, and I was a state level athlete for Little Athletics. So I would compete down at the state athletics, the state track, in mostly sprints and a little bit of jav. So.
Oh, that's good. So obviously that was something you mentioned before about, of course, with the time trials and everything like that in the athletic side of things and that WA testing. Obviously, as you said, it's been something that you've been doing a long time, and playing at a state level is really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, athletics is a little bit different in that it's probably a little bit easier to get to a state level, but you still need to be a quite high achieving athlete, I guess.
Sure. Any favourite TV shows or movies that you have?
I recently just finished The Crown on Netflix. I really, really enjoyed it.
Nice. Now, in terms of football side of things, what is the best goal you ever got, Ella, at any level? Is there any particular goal that comes to mind?
Best goal? Maybe that one on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't have very many goals in WAFL in general. So getting one on the debut with the wheel around from about 30 out, it's pretty good, I reckon.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nothing better than getting a debut goal. Now, if you could best describe, Ella, this can be as unrealistic as you like here. If you were to best describe the best goal you'd love to ever get, add in the moment, the distance, the angle, the occasion, this type of kick, what goal would you love it to be?
Set shot, but after a specky, like a huge mark taken. About 30 out, just in the kind of like Dom Sheed pocket, last quarter, behind by 3 kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. And obviously Dom Sheed partly done some of the bit that you just mentioned there. Now, so on the trend of goals and mark of goal of the year, Ella, which one would you rather do and why?
Mark of the year, because the goal of the year will probably always go to a forward. So you can get a mark of the year from anywhere, but it's a bit. The goal of the year would probably go to a forward.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I get a split answer every time I ask a question, but it's always nice to hear the reasons because there's sometimes some variations of reasons. Now at Claremont, there's always someone, and if I'll be shocked if you can't name ones because I could name a few in this category. So who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at the Claremont Footy Club? They can't get enough of it. They know exactly what to do when that camera's around.
Oh, look, Anjo.
Yes.
Loves to get a goal. Adele Arnott loves to get a goal. Loves a bit of the attention. I don't know. Maybe Bonza. She likes to have a bit of flair with the footy.
That's good. I mean, I can list off everyone I've ever spoken to, knowing them a bit better than some that I don't, but I've seen others that I haven't had on. I mean, Anjo's definitely one. I mean, spoke to her a few times. We did that Golden Challenge in Perth, and she was there. Loves the goals. She did the ear one as well, which is funny. Oh, that one. That's it. That let them hear. Love it. I'm sure now you've seen firsthand some of the great goal celebrations Anjo's pulled out or heard about. And I don't know if you've seen the clip, but when Charlotte Adams kicked a goal in the league game, I don't know what round it was, might have been round 2 or something. Anjo had been trying to get her to do a goal celebration instead of the genetic thumbs up that Charlotte said she was doing. And I said to her on the back of what Anjo says, so Charlotte, you've got to do something else. And we talked about it on here, and we're like, okay, you got to do something. Do the double cobra. And someone that finally started the word said that she would do it. And what did she do 2 days later, or the day after, actually, because the day after the interview, and she did it, the double cobra, and I thought, that's it. Love it. Good.
Yeah, it's good to say some celebrations. We have in Rogers Cup some like pre-game bets going. If you get a goal, you have to do this celebration.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes some funny ones, like a gritty. Some people have to do a dab. Yeah.
So what happens if you don't do it? Is there a punishment?
I think there might be some fines, but I don't know if anyone's gotten any yet for not doing the goal celebration.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, you don't want to cop a fine at all at any point. But yeah, how are you with fines? If you were to cop one for whatever reason, would you be wanting to cop it, or would you be wanting to go, I ain't paying crap, I ain't doing it?
I have actually copped one. I've got one for mistaking Claire and Rach. So yeah, I've got one. I've got to pay that, but oh well.
That's fair enough. I'd be one, like, whoever the fines master is, they've got to be consistent on their rules. So, like, for example, they can't do little loopholes for someone. So, for example, at our cricket team last year, they tried to get me to do it, and what they tried punishing or fining me for, they wouldn't fine someone else for doing the same thing. I'm like, mate, if you're going to try and fine me, but you're not fining him for the exact same thing, you can take it and shove it. I'm not doing it.
You can't. You got to be consistent.
So you can't say, that's what I mean, they play favourites. Nope, not doing it. And you can keep telling me you're fining me, I'm not doing it. Yeah, it's right. If you're consistent, then I might consider it.
Yeah, you got to be consistent. We have we have 2 fines masters for Rogers and 2 fines masters for league, and they're very consistent with their fines. We have many people that have multiple fines of the same thing from many people.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's exactly the way you want it. You want it consistent. You don't want it the other way, as I mentioned. Now, all right. So, what is something, Ella, that people do at the club that you can't stand, when that's leaving rubbish around, just being flat out annoying, jump scaring people? There's something that ticks you off.
Look, there's nothing really that anyone does that is annoying. I probably do a little thing that's annoying, and I do the little like fake, go to hand pass it in someone's face, but I'm holding the ball.
Yeah.
Some people might find that annoying, but I don't know. We always get blamed for the boys leaving the weights out in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a bit annoying. But
you're thrown under the bus. Unacceptable.
I know.
How rude.
Not from the boys.
No, pathetic. They need to lift their game. Pathetic.
Yeah.
All right. Now, who is one of the toughest opponents, Ella, at any level you've ever had to match up on? Would it be someone from the game on the weekend? Is there any name that comes to mind? Even not a player, a team?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think possibly Ace Freo from last year in the Rogers Cup. They were very strong all year, so they were always a tough team to match up against. Yeah, probably. I'd probably go with East Freo, and also the West Perth Rogers Cup team last year. They were both very strong all year.
That's fair. Now, I always hear about this rivalry now, obviously being at Perth and doing that Gold King with a bunch that goes from a variation to clubs and just doing a lot of interviews with Perth girls. I've heard so much now about how big the rivalry with Claremont, between Claremont, East Freo, is it? Why is that rivalry so big?
Well, I think over the past few years it's been so big because both clubs have been so strong, especially on the league side. Just the sheer strength of both of the clubs. We always end up butting heads, and it's always a challenge when we play each other. So that's probably where the rivalry stems from over the last few years. You want a bit of something in a game to have a bit more meaning on it. Like if you lost on the previous one, like, no, we're not losing them again. We're not letting this happen again, type thing. And I've heard a lot. I think a few grand final appearances or something like that there might have been as well. Now, in terms of teammates, who do you feel
is goes and flies under the radar. Ella. They don't get talked about as much as you feel they should. More of an underrated play, at least from a public point of view. You feel it doesn't get mentioned enough.
I'm not too sure. I feel maybe Patch, Charlotte Adams. She doesn't get talked about that much. She's quite a good small forward. Very skillful. Also Charlotte Tomo. She's another very skillful forward that doesn't, I feel like, get talked about that much. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, Charlotte doesn't. I've hardly really honestly get it mentioned, and obviously she's in a good patch of form. I think she's pretty sure she's told me she had an injury last year, so it's good to see that she's come back and doing really well for us. Obviously Charlotte Tompkin as well that you mentioned there. So it's going to be interesting. All right, what are some fun facts about you, Ella, that people may not know about you?
Fun facts about me. I've never broken a bone, like ever.
Okay. Nice.
So, and then also in my footy career, I've never had like a major injury, which is good.
That's right. You never want any of that. I mean, I could have said the same thing. I've never broken anything. I'll rephrase it a little bit for myself. I've never broken any bones that were my fault. So this is a long, and I'm talking 10 years ago. Maybe, it might have even been longer now. I had my arm, or sitting on the ground. I had my arm out, I think it was my left arm. I don't even know what arm. So let's just say for argument, my left arm was hanging out wide, and I had a cousin. It was around my age then, so it weren't like they were like 7 or something. And I had the Humpty Dumpty. Yes, I remember it so badly. It gives me nightmares still. They had Humpty Dumpty was on the TV or some crap, and I had my arm laying out. And then she got up and started jumping up and down the course. What did she jump on? She jumped on my freaking arm and broke it.
That's terrible.
I know. It cost me the rest of that very much, I think. So, yeah. So technically, I haven't broken anything on my own.
Yeah, I think my sister would probably feel the same. She broke her leg, but it was kind of mine and my brother's fault because we were all on the trampoline together.
Oh no, not one of them. No, but
yeah.
It is what it is. I wish I could say I'd never broken anything except for that. So, all right. Now, Ella, I think I know where this answer might go, but let's try it anyway. Defenders, I feel like they deserve a bit more love, and they don't really, from a public point of view, especially at AFL, AFLW level, from a public point of view. They don't get praised as much as the other positions. Obviously, the forwards got the Coleman, the Brownlow's centred towards mids, and even rucks get recognised highly in the Brownlow votes. Do the defenders deserve their own official title of an award as well?
Look, I reckon it would be good if they had their own official award because, yeah, as you said, they don't get recognised as much in the other two. So, yeah, I reckon it would be good.
That's right. I mean, what's funny is I generally get that answer and I love hearing it. And what I find funny, of a few rare people that have said they don't deserve one, some of them are defenders that say that. I'm like, how? You're in that spot. You know all of it and what it's like. Some, of course, have said they do. But for the ones that did, I'm like, really? How could you say that? They're like,
they might be going for gold. Might be going for the Brownlow. That's
right. Yeah, you don't see in the men's side things. You don't see Jack Sinclair. You don't see Tom Stewart. You don't see any of those defenders up there in the top from their awards. Yeah, I find it hard to believe. And from a name point of view, do you think the name Golden Fist? Obviously, I didn't come up with that. The late Danny Frawley did on Bounds on Fox Footy Show. But do you think that would be a good name? Yes, it was more of a piss take award to start off with. And it's still serious, and they still do it in his honour. I think that'd be a perfect name and award.
I think it would be a good name to start off with, but I think after maybe a few years, if there's a really good defender, it should get named after them, similar to the Brownlow.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That would be good as well. All right, so now this is part of the interview, Ella, where teammates' hearts get broken. And teammates may love you more and more for this, all right? And you might know where I'm going with some of these. Right, best chatterbox of the club. Who is the chatterbox?
Who's the chatterbox? Oh, Bonza.
I mean, and again, it can be a good or a bad thing. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing to be a chatterbox. And you mentioned before about being loud on the footy field, Alex. I mean, you need to be loud to talk. You can't be a mute. You need to communicate. That's what footballers need to do.
Yeah, you gotta chat. You gotta let people know what's happening. So being a chatterbox on the field is probably a good thing.
So in terms of the loudest and quietest team, as well on the topic of that, who would be fitting that category of loudest and quietest? Would Bonza fit in the top one, and who would be in the bottom one?
Bonza would probably be one of the loudest. Quietest. Juliet Kelly.
Okay. Yep. Interesting. All right. So next one. All right. Yeah, this is probably the best one of all the teammate ones. If you were stuck on a deserted island in Ella with teammates, who would you be bringing and not bringing, and why?
Bringing and not bringing.
Yeah.
Look, I reckon I'd bring J-Web because she knows camping. She does
Okay.
like a bit of camping.
Mm-hmm.
And not bringing. Probably, Bella Smith from the Rogers side. I
Yeah.
would not bring her because she loves her luxuries, so she would be complaining the entire time.
Yeah, this ain't the expensive hotel accommodation. I don't want this crap. I don't want to go in a tent. I don't want this desert 30-degree rubbish with no reception, none of this type of stuff. We want something good.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough. All right. So, what are some of your most prized possessions?
Most prized possessions. Maybe, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've got a little pin-up board.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yep.
I've got some state medals on there from athletics.
Very nice.
Those are probably some of my prized possessions because I got a few golds up there. So,
few golds. Is there any particular the most special? Well, like if you were to rank all those awards, what would you say is the best one?
Probably there's two 4x100 state relay golds.
Hmm.
I'd say probably those two are my top ones because obviously getting gold in a state event is a great achievement, and those two relays were with some of my closest friends from athletics. So yeah, there's some good memories behind those, and one of them was a record.
A record? So what was the record? The 100-meter one?
Yeah, for the under 15s 4x100, I think.
Awesome. Good job. That's good. That is impressive. Now, all right. So, what are some quirks some people would say that you have that you wouldn't necessarily like to admit?
I'm not too sure.
Is there
Probably
anything
that I zone out sometimes in conversations, and then I zone back in, and I haven't listened to half the conversation.
No, I get what you mean. You know, you're listening, and you just zone it for like 10 seconds, then you jump back in and go, yeah, that was good. We were talking about that a minute ago. What the hell are you on about? It's like, out, in and out. All right. Now, if your teammates, Ella, were to describe you in a word or a sentence, what would that word or sentence be?
Quick, probably.
Yep.
Maybe loud as well.
That's fair. And like we said before, that being called loud is not necessarily a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Right. Celebrity crush. Who's the celebrity crush?
Let's just go for a normal one, Chris Hemsworth.
All right. Yep. Fair enough. Yep. That answer is actually, I've heard, pretty common, believe it or not. Now, on the topic of music and that type of stuff, what is your favourite music, and are you a Taylor Swift person?
Look, I'm not a full Swiftie, but I don't mind her music. There are a few good songs in there. So I enjoy some of her music, but wouldn't classify myself as a Swiftie.
Yep.
Other than that, I mostly listen to like pop or rap.
Yep.
Maybe like a bit of Kanye, some Drake, a bit of Harry Styles in there.
Nice, that's fair enough. And the reason I brought up Taylor Swift, because it's always the topic of the town, maybe not so much the last few weeks, but for a few months, as you know, when she was in Melbourne and Sydney, I think, it was an obsession of everyone talking about it. Now, believe it or not, I unintentionally used Taylor Swift reference to someone that doesn't like Taylor Swift. But someone was annoying me, and let's just put a fake name in for this conversation. I was calling John. John was just being annoying. So I said, John, mate, just shake it off. Now, of course, that's a Taylor Swift reference, right? And little did I know when I said it that like I didn't plan to say that. I didn't plan it to be a Taylor Swift reference or anything. I just said it, and he got so worked. He was like, "Stop talking about Taylor Swift. I don't like that. You know what?" And everything. Like, calm down. And anyway, every time I kept bringing up Taylor Swift, he just kept cracking the shit. So I'm like, okay, I want to annoy him. What else do I do? Go, John, all you got to do is hate, and dare I say it, he hates it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Everyone, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I don't think I could ever annoy anyone with Taylor Swift lyrics because most of the people around the club are either fans or kind of have my stance where they like some of her music but aren't like a full Swiftie.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I can't believe it works, Ella. So that's why now I keep doing it to this said person in particular, or a few people. If they're annoying me, I'm going to bring that reference up. And generally, when I talk to them, it's on a StreamYard like this. And because I've got the power of the screen, I've got that clip ready to play. If they want to annoy me, I've got that song ready. So if they want to keep talking crap, there goes the clip, and they lose their mind. Now I do it on purpose, obviously, but the first one was definitely not on purpose. It was unintentional, and they should have heard him. It was embarrassing, actually, on their behalf. But anyway, that's what to annoy someone that doesn't like her, whoever that would be. That could be something to do. All right. Okay, now this is where the hot topic food questions come in. I don't know why people in Australia get so worked up over these questions, but hey, here we are. Let's give it a go. Now, I've only ever had 9 people get 6 out of 6 correct. Well, opinionated questions, of course. Now, I've only also had 5 people say the wrong answer for this very first question. So I hope you're not the first. You would be the first person to get it wrong if you are to say the opposite. So no pressure. All right. Been a lot of Perth ones on here, so I would assume you go the same trend as they do. Now, question 1, this is the one. Chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
Yeah, it's a palmy.
Thank God. See, I like Perth people. They know they know where it's. I've never had any Perth person say the opposite. I mean, I haven't really heard any when I went there for those weekend and on the 3 days I was there. Never heard anyone call it anything else than that. And no one I've had on here from Perth has never said anything else. So that's good. Keep that Perth trend going. I like it. All right, so 1 for 1. All right. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely agree. 2 for 2. Love this. This is good. Good start. Now, tomato sauce, capital fridge.
Fridge.
Not bad. I don't mind either. So I'll count that. 3 for 3. Good start. Right. Number 4, favorite food.
Oh, Wagyu beef. Specifically from our favorite. It's an interesting one, but it's specifically from our favorite Japanese restaurant that's nearby us. It's so good.
That's good. I don't mind that. I'll cop that. 4 for 4. Good. All right. Let's see. Now, this might be the one that breaks you if it does at all. Food you don't like.
Milk. Does that count?
That'll count. Yeah. Interesting. Is it something about you just don't? So how would you go if so I'm assuming you don't have milkshakes or anything like that?
Flavored milk is like okay. It just kind of makes me feel a bit nauseous, so I kind of stick to like oat milk. Mostly.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. I won't count it, but I understand what you're getting at. That's okay. There's only 9 people out of about 100 people that got all 6 right, so that's okay. And the last one is favorite takeaway place.
Pardon?
Favorite takeaway place.
Is this like junk food takeaway or like?
It can be junk food, anything. It doesn't have to be that type. It can be like an ice cream place. It could be a wrap place. It could be a Chinese place. It could be anything.
Oh, there's so many good ones to choose from.
Mm.
My go-to is probably the same, like our favorite Japanese restaurant. It's called Kiri.
Oh yeah.
And it's in like Shenton Park. It does really good takeaway.
Okay, not bad. So 5 out of 6. Well done. Now, before we get off the food topic, okay, since you didn't mention it, I'm sure you just said it was hard to choose. So it probably is in that list of places. But Perth people always mention, or 99% of them always mention GYG or sombreros. Now, if I told you that 3 months ago I did not know what sombreros was or what it was associated with, I don't know if you believe me or not, but I did not know what it is. But now I'm fully aware. Because that's every time a Perth person brings up one or the other, generally.
That's crazy. I love a good burrito bowl from Sombreros.
Yes, for sure. And what is your go-to order there?
Oh, just a burrito bowl.
Mm-hmm.
No sour cream. And then
Agreed.
like lettuce, tomato, salsa, cheese, all that good stuff.
Good. Like that option. That is basically my go-to order from what you just described. Is basically that stuff on it as well. So good job. All right. So outside of that stuff, we've got to do a few more for you, Alice. I do really appreciate you coming on. So it's game day superstitions. Do you have any game day superstitions, and is there any meaning behind them?
I feel like I used to have more than I do now.
Yeah.
My main one is I can't eat a banana because the last time I had a banana during a game, I threw it back up.
Oh,
I
God.
don't want to do that again. So I can't eat a banana. Like my halftime snack is these little like squeezy fruit puree things.
Yeah.
And then gotta have pasta the night before.
That's a really common theme, but an obvious one, a healthy one, and a bloody good one as well. I mean, I always hear that, but that's a good one though, for sure. All right, now jumper number. What jumper number do you wear? Is there any significance behind the jumper number?
In Rogers Cup, I wear number 5, and in League, I wear number 11.
Okay.
There isn't really any significance behind either of those numbers because I didn't choose them. But 11, I've taken the number of a girl that has left the club recently, and she was my pod leader before she left. So it's nice to kind of represent her in a way.
Very nice. That's good. Now, forgive me if I've asked this. I don't think I have. Who are some teammates that kind of? Oh no, I did say that. All right. So I've got 2 more pieces of real pressure coming on. So, if you could map out a dream scenario for yourself, Ella, this year, from now all the way to the end of the football year, how would you love this season to pan out for you?
Ideal season would probably be staying up in the league side for the rest of the year and then going all the way through to finals for the Grandy.
For sure.
And winning that, of course.
Definitely would be good. You could potentially go the double if you through the qualify. Go the double.
Try to go double Rogers and league.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So AFLW obviously not eligible this year, Ella, but obviously the year after. I'm sure that's a dream that every girl wants to get to, and the boys obviously want to get to the AFL. Is that something I'm sure next year you obviously be striving for as well?
Yeah, next year I'll be working towards that, hopefully. But it's that would be one of my goals. Another one would be kind of more academically and going to uni and trying to start my degree there.
Very nice. What field you keen in?
Medicine or physiotherapy.
Very nice. So if you ever do physiotherapy and you ever get injured, you get to a point in the game where you're like, I've got it. I do this stuff. Good. I can
treat myself. I'm all good.
And they're like, doctors, I ain't paying them X amount of money. I'm going to do it myself. If you can.
Exactly.
Depending on what it is, I guess. All right, so the last of the pressure going on. So if you were the WAFLW or AFLW CEO for a day, what rule would you be adding and or removing?
I'm not sure. I think I would remove, if I was the WAFLW one, I would remove the anti-density.
Yes.
I'd keep it for Rogers Cup because I think it's good for Rogers Cup, but I'd remove it in League just because I don't think it's that necessary.
Yeah, I agree. It really would be one.
But I don't know if there's any rules that I'd necessarily add.
That's fair enough. What's your feel on the stand rule?
I don't mind it because it's protecting the player with the ball. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't mind the stand rule, yeah.
That's fair enough. Ella, Sabrina, really appreciate you coming on. All the best for the rest of the season at Claremont. only, of course, in Rogers, but hopefully more in league for yourself. And as I said, how beneficial it really would be for you. And that debut goal, hopefully that debut goal comes to more goals and etc. So, Ella, really appreciate coming on. All the best the rest of the year.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thank you. Anytime.